Welcome everyone. Um, we'll wait for a couple of minutes few for the attendees to join, and then we will begin with our webinar. Just a couple of minutes we'll wait, and then we'll kickstart our webinar. Yeah, I think we can start the webinar. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the webinar. Today, we will discuss how PIM can help your e-commerce store to create a compelling product experience. My name is Prem, and I'm the product manager looking after the Unboxed PIM. With me, joining is Shiva, who is the technical lead for the product Unboxed PIM.
Hello guys, welcome to.
So guys, the agenda for today's webinar will be in the first half, we'll be talking about what is the importance of PIM and why PIM is a crucial player in the entire value chain when we talk about selling on the e-commerce platform. Second, we will try to cover different business use cases and try to give you a walkthrough over a console to understand how we can use this tool to enhance our product experience for the end shoppers. In the last, we'll have a quick question and answer session. Feel free to drop your question during the entire webinar. We have already mentioned in case of any queries, you can reach out to us with the particular email ID, which have been shared on the chat. So let's begin. Uh, Basically, we'll start with who we are. Unbox provides an AI-based product discovery suite. We are based out of Chicago, USA. We have been in the business since 2011 and have empowered more than 1,300 e-commerce websites. And we currently deal around 8 to 10 billions of interaction monthly. What we offer is basically for core products. Site search, browse, recommendations are three products which forms our discovery experience. And then we have a PIM solution, which is a product information management module, which deals with all the catalog issues related in the modern e-commerce space. In my experience, I have never came across a single e-seller who have not mentioned about me the problem they face about catalog management. It can be related to the standardization of data, pushing data to different platforms, or even enriching the product content. There is some other way where these people are struggling to manage their catalog, and that's have formed the guiding principle behind why we have come up with a product called PIM. And PIM has empowered the e-commerce space from last 2 decades, and it has been growing and maturing every year and trying to help sellers to deal with all the challenges they face. Now let's understand in detail what is a PIM solution. What do you mean by product information management? It's a central repository from where you can collect all the product information in different formats and in different types. You can collate all the product data. You can work around it, add, modify, and delete information. You can play around with the digital assets. And the most important thing about the PEM solution is you can easily distribute this information to multiple channels. It can be sales channel like BigCommerce, Shopify, Magento, WooCommerce, or any marketplaces which are known like Amazon, Walmart, eBay, or any other local marketplaces. And that's the power of a PIM solution because it takes care of end-to-end execution when we talk about information management. Uh, just to understand why PIM matters, numbers speaks for themselves. Product information is increasingly seen as a key driver of shoppers' online experience and also an influencer of their decision to make a purchase. And that's why it's very important for us. Now, if you're interested to know that 80% of the shoppers, when they're trying to search product on different websites or on different marketplaces, they go by attributes. And attributes forms the fundamental part of the product information. And now you can understand why it is important to have a PIM solution which can help you in enriching a product content when it comes when it comes to managing different attributes, adding different attributes, and pushing these attributes to different channels. For example, a Amazon can identify brand name as a title, but Walmart will say, I want it as a name. And some other marketplace can refer it as a name underscore ID. It can vary from marketplaces to marketplaces. So these kind of variations are very much available with respect to different properties, and that's how PIM comes into the picture. We conducted a massive survey around in the USA and Canada region. We spoke to around more than 150 e-commerce business houses, and we got following things. Right in front of you, we can see what were the challenges these guys were facing. Uh, Apart from these, the core issues they came up with was how to integrate PIM solution, with their existing point of sale solution. How can they manage inventory? How can they manage different pricing because they are dealing with multiple marketplaces, multiple websites? Is there any way to conduct a promo campaign? And all these challenges were very critical, and it's very important in driving the conversion and improving your top line. And that's why awareness about the PIM, how PIM is important for your entire thing, is not only about just creating information. It's about generating more revenue, quick GTM time. You can quickly create a campaign and go live with it. For all that purpose, having a single source of truth is extremely important. Uh, these are the three core pillars of any PIM solution in the world. You have a data ingestion, data transformation, data distribution. I would like to focus more on data distribution. Now, why it is important? In today's world, what is happening? None of the seller is saying that I'm just selling on my personal website, which I'm hosted on BigCommerce or Magento. No, they're expanding. They're expanding it to multiple marketplaces in the same region. They're geographically expanding. And that's where the challenges are coming. With every expansion, you're switching to different platform. The new rules and regulation comes into picture. And dealing with all these rules and regulation is a big challenge for all these sellers. And exactly here, you want a solution to come in, jump in, and say, hey, come on, it's a one click solution. You don't have to worry about all the transformation, all the changes you need. PIM will take care for this. And that's how PIM comes into the picture and solves all these core issues. Now, when we say creating a compelling product experience, what we refer is a product display page which you see when you try to search a product on any e-commerce website or any marketplaces. It contains all the description, and once you get a good description about the product, it drives more confidence in buying that product. And that's the output which you get. But it starts with the basic step. When you collect information from different catalog, from your vendors, you want to enrich it, right? And that's how PIM is becoming a very important solution. We would like to take you through the entire process where PIM can create value when we say we want to have a great product experience, product display experience via different business use cases. And I would like to invite Shiva over here to take you through all these business use cases and also walk you through the console and how you can achieve. Over to you, Shiva.
Thank you, Prem. Welcome again to today's webinar, everyone. The topic of the day is like, how can we create a compelling product experience for our vendors or for our marketplace consumers or our customers? So we will be taking you through different use cases where different users or customers of the PIM solution basically struggle, or that is the kind of job they deal with on a day-to-day basis. So for an use case specific purpose, we are taking an Australian e-commerce retail company whose core requirements are basically synchronizing the data from multiple brands or multiple vendors. Every vendor will be having their different inventory and pricing details. So as a marketplace or e-commerce retail company, I will be like assimilating the data from different vendors, distributors, brands, and everything. I will be normalizing them into a single format. Then I want to distribute or display the same information on my end e-commerce website. So when somebody comes to the end e-commerce website, they will be seeing all the brands in a similar fashion or all the colors in a similar fashion. There should not be black with three different specifications like black capital, black small, or if I want to normalize the colors or sizes across different vendors, or different vendors are having different product IDs, and I want to deduplicate them so that on my end e-commerce website, I see a single instance of the product, not like the same product appearing multiple times. So these are the like normal typical problems or challenges which an retail company will be facing in a day-to-day basis. So let us go through how a PIM system should be solving, or a PIM system offers a solution to this problem statement. Like for our typical multiple vendors or brands, the system should be having the ability or efficiency to detect or understand the data in like CSV, Excel, JSON, XML formats, or read from multiple SFTP locations, like if the data is coming from vendor SFTPs or different distributors are providing on URL basis or some other formats, or a specific brand is hosting the product information on an like URL, and from the URL I need to pull the data. Or if I have the native integration with my POS systems like Brightwall or Shopify or WooCommerce, where my inventory or the pricing it gets updated every 15 minutes. So as a marketplace website owner, on a day-to-day basis, we'll be dealing with all these transformations. So what the PIM system is basically facilitating here is basically if the import is like the marketplace will be having multiple verticals, like a vertical for fashion, where all the fashion related properties will be collated, a vertical for electronics or furniture, where the electronics or furniture based properties will be there. And from each of this vendor or distributor or brand, we need to normalize this data. Like suppose some vendor calls it as model, but in my case I want to call it as brand. Or for a specific like category of users, the product name is called as item name, but in my case if the product name is just simple name or product name, I can reformat or realign the definitions which are defined by all these vendors and brands into a normal case. And along with this, the system also should have a ability basically to handle different kinds of data types like string, numbers, dates, booleans. Like if the product condition or the product availability needs to be handled, like should the product be visible on the end BigCommerce store based on a specific flag, the product content should be having the ability to deal with booleans. If the product says having videos or images or PDFs, the ability to handle and make the product experience, like at the end of the day, when a customer lands on an e-commerce website, the core things which he looks for are more information. So different kinds of entities in the product information or product attributes help this overall process to be much more streamlined. And in case if multiple vendors are getting the data in multiple formats, so there is a need to deduplicate the products. Like we want to deduplicate the products based on UPC, because we are getting the data from an UPC store where entire product attributes are predefined, but within my business I define or call that product with a different ID. So I can merge the products based on the UPC or based on the MPN or GTN, or if the system has a need to create the uh, like newly ID for a new product, or if I want to relate the products based on the parent and variant so that I can handle the variant aggregation. Or if based on different data types, I want to split the products into like multi-valued, if the data is coming by comma separated or angle bracket separated or backslash separated, the data can be handled seamlessly. And all these transformations can be stored in an adapter so that the marketplace retailer basically he can schedule so what they have done is they basically schedule all the imports from different SFTP location, ERPs, channels, and they also have an like a workflow to streamline this entire process. So going back to the problem statement of how this e-commerce retail company is using different like PIM components for streamlining the data ingestion process, so that from a consolidated single source of truth system, we have the images, description in HTML format, in normal text format, your tags, keywords, your product ranking, the most popular products, if the information is coming from different systems, everything is aggregated at in one place so that the eventual product experience on the website is seamless. And an ideal PIM solution should be like providing an facility to automate this entire process using like workflows or scheduler. and also track the history, which also is an out of the box feature for the PIM system. If you guys have any questions, you guys can keep asking them in the question and answer section. We will be taking care of the questions at the end of the session. So if you face a similar use case or day in day out problem, if you face in your systems, we can figure out or provide a solution for the same. Now let's move on to another typical use case. We have a brand. The brand basically manufactures their own products, so they have a different set of roles or users for delivering or performing different operations. Like there is content editors, photographers, marketing admins, marketplace retailers, or distributor managers. So this brand's use case was to provide the catalog which they are producing as a brand onto their own website, onto different e-commerce platforms, to different distributors. So now we are on the other side of the spectrum. The previous use case was a retailer who was expecting the data in multiple sources from multiple systems. Now we are having a brand who has a need to export the data in multiple formats, in to multiple systems in multiple durations or scheduled way. And if you know, like we can like have campaigns and like different like sale on different marketplaces like FB or Amazon, where these systems can also be streamlined. Like that should be the day in job of a category manager or a brand manager, and he can plan all of this using an simple to use PIM solution, so that his syndication and distribution problem becomes seamless. So if we go back to the console, like as per the imports, let's assume the products have been uh, within the PIM system. Now the need is the ability to syndicate this information to different marketplaces or adapters and all of distribution use cases. So for this purpose, like let's assume like the business wants to do or provide the data onto Google or Walmart or different Amazon verticals, or if the need be, he wants to create a custom format for updating the inventory to the website, or images for a dedicated Shopify or big commerce store. Or for all of this purpose, what is a user's major challenge in this use case? Suppose in our use case, the user is defining the product as a product name, but big commerce or let's say Facebook defines the name as name. So we have to like either map the name, or we can map the corresponding title if it is relevant for the Facebook marketplace. Since we say PIM is a single source of truth, even if you are having multiple prices or inventory with respect to vendors or marketplaces, at the distribution front you have the ability to define which value should be going out of the system for different products. We can easily like do the product transformations like with respect to Amazon use case. Amazon defines that whenever any product data goes out of the system, the title should be prefixed by an brand name, and the color should be part of the product name. So in this use case, like suppose we have the title and we want to prefix the title with a new product or on sale, we can easily customize all these data transformations across the system, so that like if we want to join it with another brand name, or we can easily do all these operations easily using this system. Now other use cases are like, suppose I want to define what is a typical use case for a brand. The brand becomes of value once the brand is more detailed. Like for a typical sun care or skincare use case, the brand needs to have the primary components, detailed product description, or what all the key ingredients which are there. Like looking at the current market space, a customer would go on to sale or click on the buy button only when he gets convinced about the authenticity or the validity or use case what he is looking for. If it is an automobile sector, we want to compare between the prices. So for comparing and all of this, the system should be having the ability to create all these use cases. So Within PIM, we have the ability to like define properties across property groups. Like for this user, if you uh, like based on different roles, based on the different use cases, the system has the ability to create the task. When I say a task is something where a specific role or persona of the e-commerce lifecycle cherry picks the products and assigns it to be fixed, or a system can automatically validate and generate the reports. Like as mentioned, like if the system needs to have the rules defined, if the name is between 20 to 50 characters, or if the description is under 500 characters, the system also has the ability to filter and create and validate these products during the export process. So the users can come and like work on the task. He can see with respect to different tasks what all properties or what all attributes needs to be filled, and the end objective is the distribution of the products across to different marketplaces or different distributors. So in case of this particular brand, whenever the products get certified to the network, the ability of the system to export and filter and notify each of the uh, role or the stakeholders is automated or streamlined during the system. So this is how the an ideal PIM system basically helps converting the data into multiple formats or multiple descriptions, or and identify the violations or validations rules and distribute to the end channel. Now we have the data ingestion and data export. Now what is missing in the entire equation? If we look at the surveys or if we look at the reviews, people have different keywords or different jargons or different uh, enrichment attributes. Like we can add in more images, or we can add in multi language supports, or if we want to add more description or more attributes to the entire product experience, which can actually drive the customer to click the button because he has been satisfied with respect to the information which he is looking for. So for this purpose, like it relates to any whether it is a brand or seller or retail marketplace owner or anybody who wants to expand their business. The PIM system basically helps you again like enriching the product information. So like in case the price or the discount has to be automated based on different marketplace or stores. Like for an Eastern Canada or Alabama or Mexico, the cost is different or the shipping charges are different. From a single place, you can streamline or normalize your cost. Let's take another example. The PIM system can streamline your basically the inventory, the imports, the assets, all of this. And within the PIM system, suppose you want to manage all your assets, like you want to edit your images, you want to assign new properties across different verticals. Uh, this becomes seamless with respect to the PIM system. Like from within the PIM system only, the user can associate the products images, they can put the watermarks, they can easily like enrich the product eventual end experience. Like if there is thumbnail image, there is product tile image, there is product description image, all these images needs to be resized, formatted, watermarked. For all these purposes, the PIM system has a one-stop solution for all the experiences which can be defined. The system also is like intelligent enough to filter the products based on their timestamp of creation or updation, so that if any new products are getting ingested into the system, we can streamline the category based or vertical based enrichment. Like let's take the use case of let's quickly go through the categories. Suppose at every category or brand level, I want to add few specific properties. Like for every men vertical, I want to add the brand meta keyword, search keyword, so that any browse page or any relevancy or any attributes with respect to the product relevancy can be aggregated from one place. Suppose across the category line, I have defined what all the attributes that should be there for the clothing. Is the clothing free shipping or tax? This can be inheriting from the parent properties, and this can keep going, so that we can define very strict vertical or category based rules so that the customer doesn't go back from the system. What all attributes are defined or helps in making the entire product experience or the decision for choosing the product, like adding the keywords, warranty information, or all of this can be seamlessly handled using automated readiness reports, category trees, or the property groups, or managing the task. So for this business use case, like this is how PIM system on a day-to-day basis, getting rid of having the Excel sheets or files in multiple mail chains or at multiple locations. The entire data or source of truth is aggregated and provided from a single place. So now we will go through the questions.
Thank you, Shiva, for the detailed explanation of how we can incorporate, a PIM solution to meet such major challenges. Can you just proceed ahead, Shiva, with the slide?
Yeah,
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's
yeah,
very important to understand, PIM is a differentiator for you. The need of the hour is how we can make our daily operations seamless without worrying about the daily hassles in managing your catalog. We can invest our time and resources over something very meaningful and useful. How we can expand to different geography, how we can expand in different verticals. If we are stuck to some vertical, how well we can manage our existing product line in increasing our revenue. Because some of the other way people don't understand where they are going wrong, because they don't have time. Their most of the time is going in managing these issues, and that's where the solution is coming to the picture and helping you out. Apart from this, PIM solution comes with a native ability, to scale itself even if the enterprise level solutions are, or the players are coming to the picture. You can have a collaborative teamwork effort where you can invite multiple stakeholders to work together, and we the PIM solution also provides you the ability to have an ACL, access control layer, on what particular property attributes, or let's say the different modules of PIM you can control, or you can give access if even a third party stakeholders are involved. You can have a quick time to your GTM activity, can quickly promote all your campaigns, and this is how you can achieve your overall quality of the product content which you wish to. Because in the end, you want to please the shoppers, and shoppers are only pleased with the amount of information you put in front of them, and that too in the consumable format. And that's where we are coming. The PIM solution is coming to help you out. That's for the today's webinar. Thank you very much for joining. We are open to question and answer session. If you have any questions, just feel free to post it out. We've also shared the email ID if you want a detailed discussion on any of the element which we have discussed today. Uh, we are happy to answer all of your questions. Okay, Shiva, we have one question. The question is how difficult it is to manage.
thank you guys. Thank you for joining today's webinar.
We have one question. The question is how difficult it is to manage a custom adapter when we want to create, if suppose it is not the standard marketplace. Can we add different rules and regulation laid down by these platforms? Okay.
Yes, like as I mentioned earlier, we have a custom adapter section where we can define the custom requirements for different marketplaces or POS, and we have the ability to define the rules. Like suppose if for a specific category, if the price is not there, the product should not go out of the system. So we can define the price category as a mandatory property so that the data goes out of the system only when the price is available, or any other requirements like without the category the value should not be going out. We can like clone the existing system adapters also and easily create new adapters, or we can create from scratch.
Okay. I hope this answers your question. Uh, yeah, so I can see another question. We talk about the image management. Do PIM solution supports digital asset management? Yes, of course. We have a native PIM solution comes with a native integration with how well you can manage all your images and videos which you want to post in. And digital asset management also comes with a basic editable functionality which you can use, and you don't have to depend on third party person. Along with that, you are able to bulk upload the images. You can figure out which all images are not working, which all images are expired. And also it's very easy to associate a same image with the multiple products. So all these operations are very doable and easy to execute. So I hope this answers your question. I think we are running out of the time. For any more questions, you can just reach out to us on the email ID which has been mentioned on the chat. It was great having you on our webinar. Thank you very much. Have a good day.